network.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ivy Atenyo. I'm Program Officer from UNDP. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nakoma Felix from Catholic Commission for Justice and Peace.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chikondi Baskolo from Public Affairs Committee.
Good morning. My name is Bridget Mwanoga from Lunta Television.
Morning. My name is Rebecca Sinjega Matemba from Times Group.
Good morning. My name is Clement Msisia from Capital Radio.
Robert Mbedwa from AGFM Radio. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm George Sengeni from Nation Publications.
Good morning. My name is Sangwani Maflira from Malawi Electoral Commission. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Sipiwe Hauya from Malawi Electoral Commission.
Good morning. I am Stanley Moyo, Chair for Southern Region Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, and also Executive Director for Hands of Hope Organization.
Good morning. My name is Madalitso Masache, Center Manager, Rights Advice Centers, Mangochi, representing Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, Eastern Region.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim Kaunda. I'm here representing the Malawi Human Rights Commission. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Mafrira, representing Digital Rights Coalition and Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation.
Morning, everyone. I'm Loveless Toll, representing Ed George GCN.
Edward Chilega Banda, representing Ngora.
Benedict Okondowe, Chairperson NAP, and Interim Chairperson for the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum.
Good morning. My name is Gift Trapens, HRDC.
My name is Michael Gayatsa, HRDC and CHR.
Good morning. My name is Moya Walita, HRDC Chairperson North.
Thank you.
Thank you. And my name is Robert James Daniel Lawrence Mkwezalamba, Human Rights Consultative Committee, and a member of the Civil Society Electoral Integrity Forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I will introduce the high table, just roughly mentioning their names and their institutions. And at the high table, we have our guest of honor, Honorable Justice Annabel Mtalimanja. Hands, please. At least for the high table, we can clap hands. And we also have Commissioner Professor Kandawire from the Peace and Unity Commission. We also have Mr. Andrew Mpesi, the Malawi Elections Commission Chief Executive Officer. And we also have Mr. Isaac Otieno, the Chief Technical Advisor from the UNDP. A big hand. Thank you very much. This exercise was deliberately put on the program so that we appreciate the diverse composition of this meeting, and that whatever we are discussing, whatever we will agree today, really guides the course of action to ensure that we will uphold voter will and democracy, and civil society will actively participate in all the processes. I already made my welcome remarks. At this juncture, let me invite Mr. Benedicto Kondowe, who is the interim chairperson of the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, to give us official welcome remarks. Mr. Kondowe.
Thank you very much, Madam Director of Ceremonies. Let me begin by recognizing the presence of our guest, the chairperson for the Malawi Electoral Commission, Honorable Justice Tarimanja. Let me also recognize the presence of the UNDP NEP Chief Technical Advisor, Isaac Otieno, Honorable Charles Taylor, Legal Advisor for UTM, Honorable Franco Bata, the State Secretary for Afford, the MEC CEO, Mr. Andrew Mpesi, Professor Francis Mkandawile, Commissioner at the Peace and Unity Commission, the Ngora CEO, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, you are all recognized. Good morning. My welcome speech has been premised on the theme upholding voter will and democracy, civil society for electoral integrity, because that's why we are all here. Today, distinguished delegates, we stand at of democratic responsibility and collective action. As we launch the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, we carry forward vision that is grounded in the belief that elections are more than a procedural exercise. They are a lifeblood of democracy. As Kofi Annan so profoundly stated, elections are the ultimate test of democracy. Their integrity ensures that power reflects the will of the people, not the ambitions of the powerful. Malawi's electoral journey, we all understand, is marked with both success and challenges. We have witnessed transformative power of a credible vote, but we have also seen the dangers of electoral manipulation, disfranchisement, and voter apathy. These challenges, distinguished delegates, remind us of the critical role that civil society must play. For as Desmond Tutu warned, without the vigilance, the integrity of elections is vulnerable, manipulation, and corruption. This forum is a to all stakeholders, the civil society organizations, political parties, electoral management bodies, and development partners to earnestly work together to safeguard the constitutional right to vote. We must be the guardians of transparency, accountability, and justice. Ban Ki-moon captured this role aptly well when he said, "Civil society is the guardian of democracy, ensuring that elections are transparent, accountable, and reflective of the people's will." The CSEF, as we call it, envisions a Malawi where electoral processes are transparent, inclusive, and credible. We can only achieve this if we remain committed to collaborating with the Malawi Electoral Commission, political parties, and all other stakeholders as a neutral and a political platform. Our shared goal as CSIF is to ensure that every vote counts, every voice is heard, and that the electoral process remains inclusive and credible. By fostering dialogue and cooperation, we aim to truly uphold the trust of the people and strengthen the foundation of our democracy. As we approach September 2025 elections, the stakes have never been such high. Our democracy depends on the integrity of the ballot. As Abraham Lincoln reminds us, is stronger than the bullet when it is protected by the shield of integrity. Let us ensure that this shield remains unbroken and unshakable. Through CSF distinguished delegates, we commit to countering misinformation, advocating for the inclusion of marginalized groups, and fostering collaboration among stakeholders. Let us strive to build a Malawi where no vote is suppressed, no citizen is left behind, and no election is compromised. And MEC has a crucial role in this process in making sure that we safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. By doing three things. Number one is making sure that MEC is deliberate, objective, prompt, and engaging. This is what will give MEC the credence of the very huge constitutional mandate that this very important body has. Before I conclude, I would like to sincerely take a moment at this point in time to extend our deepest gratitude to the steering committee, the regional leads, and all stakeholders who participated in the regional consultative processes that led to the conception of the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum. We owe this great moment to your dedication and tireless efforts. Your contributions have shaped this initiative, and we salute you as we take forward this bold decision that seeks to strengthen electoral integrity in Malawi. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a launch. This is not just a launch. It is a pledge to the people of this great nation. A pledge to uphold their will and protect the very foundation of our democracy. Together we believe we can ensure that when the history of the 2025 elections is written, it will be a story of integrity, fairness, and the triumph of the people's will. That is what will make the September 2025 history properly written as we deem it fit as representative of the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum. Thank you very much, our guests of honor and distinguished delegates, for your attention. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Mr. Benedicto Kondowi. His message was so clear. One thing I got from his statement is we must be guardians of transparency accountability, and many other strong messages therein. Thank you. Just to announce that we are being beamed live at Times 360 Malawi. Should you have other stakeholders who can equally benefit from this conversation, you can equally tell them to connect online. At this juncture, let me invite our guest of honor, Justice Annabel Talimanja, the MEC chairperson, to give us the keynote address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Professor Kandawire from the Malawi Peace and Unity Commission, Mr. Otieno, CTA UNDP, Mr. Mpesi, CEO Malawi Electoral Commission. Allow me, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for purposes of brevity, to ride on the protocols already observed. Once again, good morning. Good morning. Are we not happy to be here? The faces look very sad. The voices sound very distant. Maybe it's a bit too early. The Commission was particularly pleased to receive the invitation to attend this very auspicious and significant ceremony when the National Advocacy Platform and the Human Rights Defenders Coalition will be officially launching the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum. It is therefore with sincere humility that I stand before you to make this keynote address on behalf of the Malawi Electoral Commission, and later on, as the day progresses, to also participate in the panel discussion as indicated on the program. At the outset, and to join the remarks that have been made very eloquently by Mr. Kondowe, credible elections are at the heart of democracy everywhere, including Malawi. The aspirations of the peoples of the Republic of Malawi, as expressed in the Constitution, is to elect duty bearers through free, fair, and credible elections by letting their voice speak freely at the ballot. Therefore, this initiative should be tremendously applauded, and to that extent, allow me on behalf of the Commission to express gratitude to the National Advocacy Platform, the Human Rights Defenders Coalition, and all the CSOs behind this initiative for taking a leading role in organizing this event and discussions, and much more so just to think of the forum itself and the aspirations that that is the objective to meet. With 277 days to polling day, it is crucial that we have these honest and open discussions to highlight the roles that each one of us must play in order to achieve a credible election. The Malawi Electoral Commission, as the electoral management body in the country, is vested with a responsibility to conduct and manage elections. But we all know that the MEC cannot achieve this alone. The dance needs more participants so that we achieve the aspirations of the peoples of Malawi who have entrusted us with the different responsibilities that we carry. We all are aware that elections are the foundations upon which the legitimacy of governance rests, serving as a bridge between citizens and their representatives. However, achieving and sustaining credible elections remains a dynamic challenge, as well as an opportunity that can be harnessed to strengthen democracy in Malawi. As we have these conversations this morning, allow me to highlight a few issues that I wish to draw to our attention to reflect closely on as we aspire to have a free, fair, and credible election on 16 September. We used to say 16 September 2025 as if it's very far, but suddenly the days are very close. First of all, allow me to talk about trust in the election management body, being the Malawi Electoral Commission itself. One of the foremost challenges in delivering a credible election is ensuring that there is trust in the election management body by all electoral stakeholders. In an electoral environment where the election management body cannot be trusted, it is utterly impossible to conduct an election which can be considered as credible and where the results can be accepted by the electorate. This, therefore, is a call to civil society organizations, and most particularly this forum, to take this opportunity to work together with the Commission and lead in initiatives that aim at consolidating public trust in the Commission. We have in recent past witnessed a number of media and press events held by political parties and some CSOs, where some of the steps taken by the Commission towards the holding of the 2025 general election have been undermined and called into question. Whilst some of the issues raised may be regarded as legitimate concerns, this gathering may also agree that the manner in which some of the issues were raised and the manner in which some of the events were held did not give an appearance of good faith, nor lend themselves to constructive dialogue towards positive resolution and redress by the Commission. For example, the calling on the public to boycott the participation of the electorate in electoral processes, particularly the voter registration exercise, has had a negative impact that we all can attest to. And this, among others, should be a cause for concern for the forum, and should also be a catalyst for inventions of initiatives on how best to address these issues. It is therefore anticipated that this forum will be forthcoming with active and constructive interventions to clarify issues relating to elections where there is deliberate distortion and manipulation by other electoral stakeholders, including political parties and candidates, and indeed all stakeholders. Whilst the Commission has been committed to tirelessly provide correct information and its position on matters, it would carry special weight if the forum would also complement such efforts. At the same time, I must be quick to mention that the Commission remains committed to its value of responsiveness and to be transparent, and is open to be held accountable within the framework of the law at all material times. The Commission's duty in this regard is provided by the law, and the Commission will tirelessly continue to discharge such an obligation. Under Section 8 of the Malawi Electoral Commission Act, the Commission has a duty to promote public awareness of electoral matters through the media and other appropriate and effective means, and to conduct civic and voter education on such matters. This being the case, it should be mentioned that on the part of the Commission, including the Commission and other players, including other stakeholders, including this forum, there's also the duty to cooperate with the Commission in its efforts to deliver and conduct a credible election. You will also be aware that Section 19 of the same Malawi Electoral Commission Act makes it an obligation on all public and private entities to cooperate with the Commission in ensuring a credible election. Allow me to quote the provision extensively. It says, it shall be the duty of every relevant and competent public or private entity to cooperate with the Commission in its activities and to contribute towards the success of an election, and not to do anything that might hinder such process. You therefore agree with me that the duty for this forum is well spelled out in this provision. The duty of the forum towards integrity in electoral processes lies in cooperating with the Commission and other stakeholders to contribute towards the efforts of the Commission in that regard, and to refrain from any conduct or omission that has the effect of undermining such efforts taken in good faith. I would therefore urge the forum to take up this challenge and to work together with the Commission in consolidating stakeholders' trust in the Commission. Allow me now to talk about misinformation and disinformation. This, you all agree with me, is a topical issue, and I don't know whether it will be politically correct to say, regrettably, it is here to stay. And we must learn to live with it by finding cogent ways of dealing with misinformation and disinformation. In today's digital age, misinformation spreads at lightning speed. While access to free flow of information is a prerequisite for ensuring that the electorate is empowered to make informed decisions, social media platforms are often exploited to sow confusion, spread fake news, and to just confuse the electorate. This diminishes voters' confidence in electoral processes. The build-up to the 2025 general election has not been spared, as we all have seen a fair share of misinformation and disinformation, given the increased number of people who have access to social media platforms through their smartphones and other platforms as well. An exceptionally good example of misinformation that has spread is on the functionalities of the election management devices that the Commission introduced last year, and the divisive impact of such misinformation. This illustration is a clear demonstration that we have a challenge as well as an opportunity presented to both the Commission and electoral stakeholders, including the forum. While the Commission is available through its established media and stakeholders management forums to actively provide accurate information regarding the electoral processes, this forum is strategically positioned to intervene and guide the electorate towards correct information whenever it becomes apparent that misinformation and disinformation are being peddled. The challenges of misinformation and disinformation present electoral stakeholders with an opportunity to educate citizens about their rights in relation to electoral processes. A well-informed electorate is less susceptible to manipulation and more likely to hold duty bearers accountable. Civic engagement initiatives can empower individuals to actively participate and advocate for credible elections. Therefore, let me take this opportunity to point out the responsibility of educating the Therefore, let me take this opportunity to point out that the responsibility of educating the electorate does not only rest with the Commission, but all electoral stakeholders, so that we reach as many citizens as possible with the correct electoral information. No citizen must be left behind as we walk towards 16 September. Allow me now to talk briefly about lack of understanding of electoral laws by stakeholders. Lack of knowledge and understanding of electoral laws by stakeholders also poses a significant challenge for the Commission as it strives towards credible elections. Electoral stakeholders, including political parties, candidates, officials, and the citizen itself, often fail to comprehend the rules and regulations governing the electoral process. This lack of knowledge leads to procedural violations, such as improper campaign practices, voter manipulation, which in turn can lead to outcomes like low turnout of voter registrants, for example, and topical for now. Furthermore, stakeholders may unintentionally undermine the credibility of the elections by spreading misinformation or engaging in actions that contravene legal frameworks. This gap in knowledge weakens trust in the electoral system and creates opportunities for conflicts and irregularities. Addressing this challenge requires robust voter education campaigns, regular training for election officials and stakeholders, and increased efforts to ensure that all stakeholders are well informed about the electoral process and the electoral legal framework. Election security, violence, and intimidation. On this matter, the Commission has a challenge which may manifest itself in several ways. Violence and intimidation, or even the threat of violence and intimidation, leaves an indelible dent on the credibility of an election. The fear of violence may not only suppresses voter turnout, but also silences freedom of expression, opinion, and the right to impart opinions and the freedom to campaign freely and unhindered. Political violence leads to destruction of voting materials, threatens electoral staff, citizens, and puts the security and the integrity of the entire electoral processes at risk. However, the role of the Commission, as you may appreciate, is limited. The Commission is aware of the duty imposed on it by Section 8 of the Malawi Electoral Commission Act to establish security conditions necessary for the conduct of every election in accordance with any written law governing elections in Malawi. This duty, however, cannot be discharged by the Commission alone without the involvement of other stakeholders, including the Forum. It is anticipated that this initiative will provide an opportunity for the Forum to promote awareness on the importance of a secure election environment. The Forum must take center stage in publicly condemning any actions that undermine free and fair elections, including violence, intimidation, or the use of hate speech, regardless of the perpetrator's party or candidate's affiliation. Additionally, the Forum must be willing and ready to take up the challenge of publicly affirming and stating the right of all political parties, candidates, and their representatives to freely express their political beliefs and opinions within the legal framework obtaining in Malawi, of course, and to debate and challenge political beliefs of others, campaign for voter support as appropriate, to hold and attend public meetings, publish and distribute campaign materials, lawfully erect election banners, billboards, placards, posters, and any other such material, and also to recruit party members as appropriate. If these tasks and interventions are undertaken by the Forum, the belief is that we'll be on a solid path towards conducting a credible general election in September. Monitoring and accountability. As I go towards concluding my remarks, let me reiterate and build on the point made earlier in these remarks that it is an important element that there should be an unbiased monitoring of the electoral processes to enhance transparency and accountability within the electoral process. By monitoring the Commission, this Forum will help ensure adherence to legal standards and best practices. It is a well-known fact that CSO's advocacy and watchdog activities enhance oversight, and promote the integrity of elections. The involvement of CSOs contributes significantly to building public confidence in the electoral processes. Through activities such as voter education, election monitoring, and reporting, the forum has the potential to empower citizens with the correct information and the assurance about the fairness of the processes undertaken by the EMB within the framework of the law. This, therefore, calls for harmonious collaboration between the Commission, the forum, and other electoral stakeholders. Democratic resilience. I call upon the forum to take an active role in bridging any real or perceived gaps between the Commission and other electoral stakeholders. The aim should be towards addressing potential challenges, promoting constructive dialogue, and advocating for best practices which have the capacity to ensure that democratic processes remain inclusive and fair. Your work should be complementary to the duties and functions of the Commission and other stakeholders towards credible elections. In conclusion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the role of the forum and that of other CSOs in the electoral processes is vital and transformative. The CSOs that form this forum are not mere spectators, but active participants who must responsibly advocate for transparent and accountable implementation of all activities towards the 2025 general election. It is only through engaging with the Commission in good faith and other stakeholders that this forum will make meaningful contribution towards a credible election in September. As we deliberate during the sessions today, and indeed going forward, I urge all stakeholders to reflect on the collective challenges that we face and together craft solutions that we can implement. We must all remember that we all have a duty to play, and the success of the 2025 general election lies on all of us. It is not a solo responsibility. By working together and learning from each other's experiences, we can enhance our capacity to resolve electoral disputes, safeguard democratic values, and ensure justice and fairness prevails, and most of all, that the will of the people is going to prevail on 16 September 2025. I thank you all for your attention.
Another round of applause for the powerful keynote address this morning. Do you know that today it is exactly 230 days to polling day? What a great opportunity to be part of this conversation. Allow me at this time to also recognize the CEO from GORA, the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum. Being part of the civil society, we are very privileged to have you, Mr. Edward Chileka Banda. Let me also recognize all distinguished guests who have come after we have started, the time when we already did some introductions. At this time, I will invite Mr. Gift Trappens, who will take us through, just to give us some highlights on the purpose, the goals, and the aims of the Civil Society Elections Integrity Forum, so that as we are participating, we are well aware of what is it all about and what are the main goals. Mr. Gift, thank you.
Good morning, once again. The guest of honor, MEC Chairperson, Honorable Justice Annabel Talimanja, and all protocols observed. I'll just take 5 minutes to give you an overview in terms of what this forum is standing for. I was laughing when the guest of honor was highlighting the challenges that are there. I think it means that I think the issues that are there are real. I hope you'll be, can I go to the next slide? Okay. As I was giving the background, I wanted just to highlight some of the challenges that are there, and the chairperson highlighted exactly what was in my mind as some of the challenges that are there. One of the big issues, I think the chair alluded to, is the issue of political violence. I think as a country, we haven't really addressed this issue. I'm happy that the honorable from political parties who are here, I think one big concern that is there in the country is the issue of political violence. As political parties, I think we need to address this issue and also show commitment in terms of how we can address this issue as political parties. I think Malawians want issue-based campaign. They would want to vote political parties into government based on issues that they are highlighting. So I think these elections, I think political violence is a big issue. I think one issue also that has been in the public domain is the mistrust of the independence of the Malawi Electoral Commission by some or political parties in terms of maybe the perception that is there. So this is also the issue that we need also to address stakeholders. How can we resolve some of the mistrust that is there by engaging different stakeholders? Of course, the issue of misinformation, the guest of honor highlighted in terms of as a challenge. I think it's there to stay. The propaganda that is there, I think is too much with the emergence of the social media. But that's something that we need also to address as civil society organizations together with other stakeholders, including the media. I think when we have misinformation, when we have the mistrust, I think what it leads to is the issue of voter apathy. I think stakeholders here can also agree with me because there was a lot of misinformation coming out there. I think the citizens maybe were not motivated to go and register. But also, come September, if we can't manage this misinformation, it will also lead to that voter apathy. So that's one issue that we need also to address as stakeholders. But also, the issue of attacking MEC on its integrity, I think it's also an issue that needs to be addressed. Criticisms in a democracy is healthy. I think it is important also for us to address this issue in terms of misinformation, but also some of the attacks that are not justifiable. We are not saying that we can't criticize MEC. We need to criticize MEC to make sure that it delivers its mandate, but that one should be supported with evidence. But it's a challenge that we are seeing in the public also domain. In terms of CSF, our aim specifically is to champion the push for free, fair, and credible elections in Malawi. I think the role of civil society is very key. If you are not organized as civil society, I think we cannot also navigate around the challenges that are there. That is why the meaningful engagement of civil society is important, but also relies on organizing as a civil society organization. I think we have learned a lot from the 2019-2020 elections. So it is important for us as civil society organizations to get organized so that we play that meaningful role in electoral processes. For CSF to be where it is, we engaged different civil society organizations in the north, east, south, including the center. So it was through consultation processes to make sure that we have that wide support from the civil society organization. So we would want to use this platform for evidence-based advocacy, but as well monitoring the elections, but also to engage different stakeholders in terms of the electoral processes. Another slide. In terms of our vision as CSF, we envision Malawi where electoral processes are transparent, inclusive, and credible. I think this is also in line with our democratic values as a country. So we want to aspire to foster a vibrant, resilient, and accountable in terms of our democracy by shared commitment to fairness, but also to make sure that we have an election that has integrity. Next slide. In terms of the aims, I think you notice that across the issues of transparent accountability will be our values, shared values. So our aim is to promote transparency and accountability, ensuring that all aspects of electoral processes are open, impartial, and subject to public scrutiny. I think that is why I was highlighting on the issue of criticisms that are more objectives in terms of adding value to the electoral processes. But also would want to foster collaboration, encourage dialogue and partnerships among civil society organizations, election stakeholders, to make sure that the challenges and opportunities that are there are addressed in more coordinated way. Of course, the issue of countering misinformation is key. I think it will be one of the issues that we would want also to push more specifically on making sure that we are able to give the different stakeholders, including the citizens, the voters, on accurate and timely, but as well credible information. We would want also to make sure that we strengthen participation in terms of advocating for inclusion of other marginalized groups. More often, most of these processes we end forgetting the marginalized groups. So we want to make sure that CSEF, with other stakeholders, we have also meaningful participation of vulnerable or marginalized groups in these democratic processes. Another slide. In terms of our governance structure, we have the National Governing Council, where we have the interim chair, Mr. or Council Benedicto Kondoe, but also we have the regional chapter committees, and also we have the district. We can go to the other slide. We have also the district committees, and even we have also constituency committees. You can go to the other slide. This structure will make sure that we have participation of these processes that we are talking here in terms of the electoral processes at different levels, and also meaningful participation, not only at national level. I think that has been a challenge of the civil society organizations. We find that the urban-based organizations or civil society organizations are the ones that are more visible, but would want to have a grassroots participation of the civil society in terms of election issues. Another slide. So in conclusion, this launch for CSEF marks a transformative milestone in safeguarding Malawi's democratic values by among stakeholders who champion transparency, accountability, and the issue of inclusivity in electoral processes. So CSAF, as I said, we aim to push for a free, fair, and a credible elections in 2025, but as well beyond. In summary, this is what CSAF is all about. Thank you for your attention.
Another hand for Mr. Gift Trappins. Surely, if it was a church setting, they would say two shall not walk together unless they agree. So I'm sure we've gotten a clear picture of what CSEF aims to achieve and how it desires to partner with different stakeholders to have free, fair, and credible elections. Thank you very much. We are proceeding with our program, and would now I would like to invite the drama troupe to just share with us any presentation they have, just to make us relax and keep enjoying the conversation. The drama troupe, please.
We are
A big hand for the dancing troupe. Surely we use art in so many ways, including in awareness, in raising awareness on electoral matters, and we did not forget them. They are a very important stakeholder. Another round of applause for them. Let me now explain how we are going to proceed. We'll now go to take a group photograph. We need to keep memories of this very important day. So the group photograph will be taken by the swimming pool. After that, we'll quickly proceed to take our health break, which is behind this room. From there, we'll go straight to the panel discussion. And from there, my colleague, Mr. Mavuto Bamusi, will guide the panel discussion and all the proceedings. That is how we are going to proceed with our program. Thank you very much. So by the swimming pool for a photograph, then behind this room for our health break, then we'll go on with our program. So can we start marching out of the room to go to the swimming pool so that we get organized for a group photograph. Our VIP will be the last to get out of this room so that they should find us already organized for a group photo. Thank you very much. Let us start moving to the swimming pool for a group photograph. We would like to honor our VIP so that at the time they join us, we are already seated, we are already organized.
yayi ngati mwangotipeza kumene kumbukirani kuti umenewu ndi mwambo opanga launch civil society elections integrity forum. Cholinga cha forum imeneyi ndikuonetsetsa kuti zisankho zomwe tikuyembekezera kuti zichitike mdziko muno mwezi wa September chaka chino zisakhale ndithu zisankho zoti zizakomere wina aliyense. Ndipo pakadali pano chomwe chikuchitika akuluakulu muno angotuluka kaye kuti akajambulise chithunzi komanso akayankhule ndi atolankhani. Akamaliza tikhala tikubweranso kuti tione mmene mwambo umenewu uthere.